Howdy. I'm still in Idaho. We had 3 glorious days of over 60-degree weather, and now the wind is coming in and cooling down. They're expecting snow again next week. Done with winter. I'm where I need to be here in Idaho, helping out my 90-year-old mom a lot, but I can't wait to get down south. Anyway, no politics today. This is just kind of a rehash of something that I've talked about since I started these videos over and over because it's so important now, and that is grounding yourself, finding your peace, and being the anchor in the storm. It is really critical that you find, you become an observer of sorts. So how can that be done? Well, it goes in many, many different levels. It goes back to the basics. First off, is you got to be having, let's talk about our bodies, our physical 3D bodies. Sleep is the cornerstone. We all have bad night's sleep, but chronically bad night sleeps leads to health and mental issues. Science knows that, has been proven it. So work on your sleep if you're not already. How do you do that? Get off any sort of like Ambien and stuff like that. I won't go into a dissertation on how bad that is, but again, you'll find your way. But sleep is the cornerstone, so work on sleep. The body loves routine. So going to bed same time every night, waking up the same time every morning really helps in the long run. You know, we have off nights or off mornings, but that's okay. It's all about the long game, consistency, and patience. So sleep is also offset by a lot of things. You know, drinking too much alcohol. I know that from my old days. Eating shit foods. Not drinking enough water. So we want to get our body in shape. It's healthy body, healthy mind, healthy soul. You can't do all this at once. This is slowly getting into it. If you're doing a lot of it already, good for you. But this all ties in to what I'm talking about here, about being the anchor, meditating, finding your peace, your true self. So you want to treat your body like it's a temple. Work on sleep being primary, good sleep every single night, or as most nights. Exercise, we've heard it since we were born. Exercise helps. Walking, some of the best low impact exercise you can have, and you're outside getting the vitamin D from the sun. Swimming, there's a lot of things. Yoga, something exercise, you need to be incorporating that daily into your routine. Eating well, getting rid of the shit foods, meaning fast food, all the garbage, processed foods, sugars, white flours, the seed oils, canola oil, corn oil. I've talked about this. This could be a whole day thing here, but you get my point. You want to be healthy in your body because that will fold over into your mind. If you're eating crap foods all day long, you're drinking like those 16-ounce sodas at 7-Eleven or whatever, the 32-ounce sodas, you're not going to be able to think clearly because you've got poisons and toxins going all over your body. And so it starts there. That base is three-dimensional world, physical world we're living in. So then exercise and all these other things, finding some grounding time, getting out in nature, getting some quiet time for yourself, just maybe looking out a window for 10 or 15 minutes, and that comes into the mind. So you want to take a break every once in a while. If you're running 100 miles an hour, we all do at some points in our lives, and we're not taking a break. We need to keep our well full. A full well means that we're good for everybody around us, including ourselves. If we have an empty well, we're good to nobody, including ourselves, and we open ourselves up to disease or sickness. Or we weaken our immune systems by not treating our body right. In comes marching the viruses, the diseases, all that sort of stuff. So it's body, mind, soul. So mind, I highly recommend meditation. That is something that you have to ease into. You can't do overnight. But meditation does not mean that you have to be sitting on a mountaintop in a lotus position saying Om. It's fun, but meditation is anything that takes our mind off of the 60,000 thoughts we have going through our noggin every single day. That can be a hobby, that could be sewing, that could be playing music, that could be looking at trees, bird watching, whatever takes our mind. That's a form of meditation because we're outside of ourselves. We've all been there. Daydreaming, we get lost in the moment somewhere in something we're doing. Whatever that is, practice that. Start getting, because it gets our mind out of zing, 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 thinking about the future, past, worry, 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 worry. We're in the moment. Meditation is the quickest way to get there regarding all those things. And that starts by just shut your eyes. You'll never clear your mind. It's learning how to make those thoughts slow down. So that, I do a lot of meditation. I even meditate when I'm driving across the country. I just go into a different zone. But what that does, once you start getting into serious meditation and your body's in good shape, and you start doing all the good things for yourself, body, mind, soul, then you start to see things in a different way. Your perspective starts to change. You start to see a bigger picture. And that just comes from it. You can talk to anybody that does it. Yoga, I'm a big fan of yoga. Yoga has the reason it's been around for thousands of years, like a lot of other things, is it works, it's tried and true. Something happens with yoga. It's a physical thing, of course, good for the core, the balance, stretching, all that, but there comes a mindfulness that comes with it as well. I know I can go to Timbuktu, Ohio or somewhere, which I do a lot, somewhere I stop in yoga studios across the country, and I know a kind of person I'm going to meet who's been practicing yoga a long time. Most of these people, myself included, when you meet these people, men and women who've been practicing yoga a long time, they're going to be grounded, they're going to be pretty peaceful, they're going to be able to see a bigger picture of things, more in tune, more calm, more present. That just happens. So that's why I'm a big fan of yoga, because you get so many benefits from it, not to mention the amazing physical things, the transformations I've seen in people. So body, mind, soul, we are in the midst of a storm on different levels, things I've talked about. If you see it now on politics, the world, the environment, everything that we touch and see that we're living in right now is changing. Everything is changing, and it's tumultuous, and there's a lot of chaos going on. Unless you have your head buried in the sand, you can see and say, yes, something is quite different than it used to be. It'll never be the same again. Many people will be forced to see the reality of what's going on. So on so many different levels, things are happening. How do we approach that when it comes? Again, back to what I've talked about. Body, mind, soul. You keep yourself grounded. You're the anchor in the storm. So you become an observer of sorts. You can get involved in things. You can be an activist. You can be against things. You can go out and protest peacefully. You can do all these things and be involved in your community, but you're approaching it with a different feeling inside. There's no hate. There's no anger. There's no lower vibrations emotions. You're coming at it from a higher vibration, better emotions, a more grounded approach to it. A lot of people say, oh, these woo-woo people, or I get called woo-woo sometimes, among many other names, that I say, don't mistake that for being passive. No, I'm stronger than I ever have been, and I draw lines quicker than I ever have, and I stand up for a lot of things. Because if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. So this all incorporates. So do whatever you can, because we're having some really wild things coming ahead of us. The world, the United States, our lives, things that we counted on for years are changing underneath us. We can see it right now. Things are not as they seem. So find your peace wherever that takes you, so you can weather this storm coming ahead. I can't emphasize that enough. I've been talking about this for 5 years in anticipation of what's going on. We are in the middle of it now, and it's going to increase. So do what you can. I've talked about this a lot. I'm here for advice from anybody. People reach out to me on health, body, mind, soul all the time. I give free advice. I don't charge for any of this. This is what I do as my service. I'm out preaching the gospel of many different levels of body, mind, soul. So take that for what you will, and I'll talk to you all soon.